The Best Master of Beauty CEO Chapter 1, Return Home. Tianhai City, Railway Station. As the radio from the train to the station sounded, a large group of people walked down from the train, crowded, and seemed crowded. Damn old man, gave him so much money and even bought me a train ticket, it was stingy. A young man squeezed out of the crowd, muttering with dissatisfaction in his mouth. The young man wore a yellow-haired white shirt, a pair of black shorts on his lower body, a pair of sandals, and an old green shoulder bag behind him. He looked like a migrant worker from the countryside. Migrant workers. But seeing that the old man found me such a beautiful daughter-in-law, I will forgive you. Xiao Yifeng shook his hair narcissistically, and his dim eyes glanced around. Oh, so beautiful. Xiao Yifeng's eyes glanced at the young and beautiful girls around the train station, and those bright eyes were very deep. Stop. Don't move. Boom. There was a sudden scream of coquettish drinking, and then a gunshot sounded in the sky. All the people around him were squatting on the ground, only Xiao Yifeng stood alone. Then a man rushed over from the side and saw Xiao Yifeng rushing directly, hiding behind him, holding Xiao Yifeng in one hand, holding a gun to his head in one hand. Xiao Yifeng's eyes narrowed, and he was about to start. Suddenly, a group of policemen rushed over and surrounded them. The head was a policewoman, but also a beautiful policewoman. Xiao Yifeng did not expect that he had just met such a superb beauty just after returning to Tianhai. This beauty is the best in both appearance and body, especially in the presence of the Austrian. This size is at least E. Xiao Yifeng secretly gestured. Drop your weapon and surrender immediately. Xiao Wulin held her gun in her hands and yelled coldly at the man holding Xiao Yifeng with a gun. Her face was somber, and her expression was a little dignified. Put down your arms. When I'm an idiot and don't want this guy to die, find me a car right away. The man held Xiao Yifeng's neck tightly with one hand, and yelled. Hey, brother, you hold back and hold on, but can you not hold it so tight? I'm very uncomfortable. I don't see it as we live together to drink tea, look at beautiful women. Why do you want to use a sword to get a gun? How bad? Xiao Yifeng suddenly said something. Stop. The man shouted directly, a little excited. The group of policemen who were present while watching Xiao Yifeng even said such things at this time. Did they think this guy was stupid? Don't get excited first, I can get you a car right away, but you put the hostage first. How can I be a hostage for you? Xiao Wulin looked at the man and said. You. The man's eyes scanned Xiao Yifeng. No, I don't agree. What if such a beautiful lady happens? Xiao Yifeng said quickly, after all, it was so easy to see a beautiful lady. He didn't want to let the other person die in the hands of this man. To shut up. To shut up. Who knows that this man and the policeman spent a lot of time yelling at Xiao Yifeng, so that the latter can only shut his mouth obediently. Okay, come here, but put the gun down. The man said coldly, watching Xiao Wulin. Xiao Wulin put the gun in her hand, then slowly walked towards the other side, and soon came to Xiao Yifeng. Beauty, you are so kind to me, I decided, I want to make you my wife. Xiao Yifeng looked at Xiao Wulin with a touch of affection. Don't make nonsense. Xiao Wulin now wants to sew this guy's mouth. When is it? Can't you see that you're saving him? There is so much nonsense. I watched Xiao Wulin coming. The man with the gun held Xiao Yifeng's neck and loosened his hand, and the gun against his head was also removed. At this moment, in a fraction of a second, Xiao Wulin's eyes were frozen, her eyes shot with a touch of precision, and she stepped out in one step, catching the opponent's gun with lightning in her left hand, and then holding the other hand with her under the ribs. As soon as you stepped on both feet, you directly gave the other a shoulder drop. The Best Master of Beauty CEO Chapter 2, Beggar. With a bang, this man with more than 180 pounds was severely dropped by Xiao Wulin. Xiao Wulin turned over, sweeping his legs like a steel whip, and pinching the man's head directly. Twisting and clasping the opponent's hand holding the gun with both hands, the other's wrist fractured, and the gun in his hand fell to the ground, completely subdued. It took more than a second from the beginning to the end, and it was so fast that people did not respond. The action of this police flower is flowing, the shot is sophisticated, the action is agile, and it is obviously very powerful. The police around them soon rushed over and tortured the man's hand. Xiao Wulan also stood up from the ground, looking at Xiao Yifeng on one side. "Beauty, you are amazing, can you leave a phone call, WeChat QQ, I will call you if I encounter danger in the future." Xiao Yifeng looked at Xiao Wulan with a hippie smile on his face, and there was a smile of evil charm in his mouth. Xiao Wulan looked at Xiao Yifeng's face and frowns, she cried, "You," and I go back to the police #bureau to make a transcript. "That, beautiful girl, I still have something, I will go first, bye." Xiao Yifeng's face suddenly changed, leaving a sentence, "The body fled, he didn't want to enter the game as soon as he returned, it was too bad luck." Puxianhai Ye's Group. As one of the largest groups in Tianhai City, the headquarters of the Yi Group is located in a very prosperous area in the city center. A 30-story Yes Tower stands on this Tianhai, highlighting its status. "This is my wife-in-law's company. It's so big. I didn't expect that my wife-in-law is still a rich man. It seems that I don't have to worry about it for the rest of my life." In front of the Yes Group building, a guy wearing a yellowed white shirt, black shorts and sandals came over carrying a dirt-scummed green shoulder bag, and said eloquently, "It was the Xiao Yifeng." Hey, stop, why?" When Xiao Yifeng was about to enter the Yi Group, the two security guards at the door immediately stopped in front of Xiao Yifeng and waved the rubber stick. "Why stop me?" Xiao Yifeng hummed dissatisfied. "Smelly beggar, this is Ye's Group, not where you want to eat, just leave me immediately." One of the security guards hummed with an impolite look. Now the beggars are really getting bolder, and they have to come to the Yes Group for food. Obviously, the two security guards directly regarded Xiao Yifeng as a beggar for food, but he was really dressed up with a sharp style. "Nima, what do you guys look like, your face, your temperament, like a beggar?" "Even a beggar, my brother is definitely a beggar to help the master." Xiao Yifeng pointed at his handsome face and retorted. "I don't care if you are a beggar or a beggar, please leave me immediately, so as not to affect the image of our Yi Group." The two security guards said coldly. "I came to see my wife, you all gave me up." Xiao Yifeng said dissatisfied. "Look at your wife, you are looking for the wrong place. Just like you, the Yi Group will not marry you even if it is a cleaning ant." The two security guards' faces were mocking. At this moment, a harsh brake sounded, and a silver-white Audi A6 stopped at the door of Yi Group. As the door opened, a beautiful big lady came down. The Best Master of Beauty CEO Chapter 3, I'm looking for a wife. Xiao Yifeng looked at this beautiful girl with a look of astonishment, tall figure, and OL dress. As the beauty walked on the black high-heeled shoes, a scent of fragrance came with the wind, making people intoxicated. "How is this going?" A cold voice sounded in Xiao Yifeng's ears. The beauty of the royal sister came over, glanced at Xiao Yifeng, looked at his beggar-like outfit, frowned slightly, and glanced at the two security guards. Somewhat powerful. Facing the beauty of Yujia, the two security guards suddenly looked in fear, and said quickly, "Manager Chiu, sorry, this guy didn't know what came out of it, even said that he would come to Ye's Group to find him daughter-in-law, let's get him out now. I don't want to see such things in the future. If you let the CEO know, you too will lose your job." The beautiful lady you said, walked straight into the Yes Group. "Hey, I'm not wrong. I just came to see my wife. My wife is Yi Yaxin." Xiao Yifeng said. With the words, Yi Yaxin, in Xiao Yifeng's mouth, the two security guards were stunned, and the footsteps of the imperial lady who was about to enter the Yi Group building stopped, turning slowly. "Come and watch Xiao Yifeng." Xiao Yifeng shook his body at this moment, bypassed the two security guards, walked quickly to the beauty of the sister you said with a smile, "Beauty, do you know my daughter-in-law?" You say Yi Yaxin is your daughter-in-law?" Sister Yu looked at Xiao Yifeng in amazement, her pink lips slightly opened, and she was very surprised. "Of course, but now she is only my fiancée, but she will soon be my daughter-in-law." Xiao Yifeng smiled evilly. "What do you think Yi Yaxin looks like?" Yu Sister Beauty could not help asking. "Oh, look at this picture of my daughter-in-law and see if it's beautiful, but both of you are beautiful." Xiao Yifeng took a photo from his body. The photo shows a woman in a black professional outfit, with a cool temperament, looking very stunning. Just when the beautiful lady in the photo saw the figure in this photo, she stunned in her heart. It turned out to be. At this moment, the two security guards came over and looked at the figures in the photo. They were all startled. How is this possible, and how can their president be the beggar's wife? Yeah, the woman in this photo is Yi Yaxin, the president of their Yi Group, one of the top 10 young entrepreneurs in Tianhai City, and one of the well-deserved beauties in Tianhai City. Ha! This guy even took the picture of the president and said it was his wife. It was ridiculous. Boy, I think you are a man running out of a mental hospital. Your head is whimsical. How dare to say that our president of the Yi Group is your wife? The two security guards laughed and looked at Xiao Yifeng with a look of scorn and contempt. Apparently in their eyes, Xiao Yifeng was already a neuropath with a problematic head. As for the beauty of the royal sister, for a moment, the exquisite face couldn't help but a cold flash, and her eyes flashed angrily. Where did you steal this photo? Security, drive me out. Yes, Manager Chiu. The two security guards nodded quickly and looked at Xiao Yifeng with disdain. Boy, I see that your head is sick. Dare to mess with Yes, and get me out of here immediately. He said. The two security guards waved and grabbed at Xiao Yifeng, but the latter only waved his hands at will, and the two security guards fell to the ground and screamed. I'm not a neurosis. Yi Yaxin is indeed my fiancée. If you don't believe me, you can let me see her, and everything will be clear. Xiao Yifeng said lightly. Wu Qiuwang gazed at Xiao Yifeng for a few seconds, and said, Do you think I will believe your nonsense? You better leave immediately, or we will call the police and take you directly to the mental hospital. Hey, why don't you believe me? It seems that I can only go to see my wife. Xiao Yifeng said helplessly. His eyes flashed a blue light, glanced at the building in front of him, and suddenly looked bright, and found it. I went to see my daughter-in-law, beautiful, bye. Xiao Yifeng said something, and rushed into the Yi Group building. Suddenly Qiu Yueying's face changed suddenly, and she yelled, The two of you are hurry up and inform people to catch the neurosis. Yes, yes. The two security guards stopped screaming, stood up in pain, took out the walkie-talkie and said quickly, All brothers, listen, there was a neurosis in a white shirt and black shorts, broke into building, immediately block all exits and seize them. At the same time, on the 28th floor of the Yes Group building, a huge conference room, the atmosphere here was extremely depressing and dignified. The front of a huge oval conference table, www.uukangshu.com sits with a woman. The woman's eyebrows lingered in a cold color, giving people a feeling of being out of the way. A pair of black and white beautiful autumn eyes projected the indifference thousands of miles away, making people feel sitting next to them, like sitting in front of a mass of ice, cold. She is Yi Yaxin, president of the Yi Group, one of Tianhai's best beauties, and Tianhai's famous businesswoman. But at this time Yi Yaxin's cold eyes had a deep anger in her eyes, and her eyes were angry and looked at the figures sitting under her right hand in front of her. These people are all wearing a black suit, about 40 or 50 years old, with a high look, and they are all directors of the Yi Group's board of directors, and they are Hu Mingrui, the third largest shareholder of Yi Group, and the fifth largest shareholder Nye Tianming, and seventh largest shareholder Jiang Kundong. All three of them are senior directors of the Yi Group, and the total shares in their hands have reached 20%, second only to the shares of Yi Tianxiong, the chairman of the Yi Group. Today, however, the three people collectively forced the palace when Yi Tianxiong, chairman of the Yi Group, was seriously ill, and wanted to dismiss Yi Yaxin as the president of the Yi Group. President Yi, although we do not deny that you have brought a lot of benefits to Yi in the past few years when you became the president of the Yi Group, but you have drastically reformed Chu in recent years and expanded the development of Yi's various fields, making Yip's industry is too large, which has led to the Yip Group's strength now. What's more, since you became the president of Yes, you have to call a lot of money from the company every month. It is said that you are investing in a project. For more than 2 years now, we have not seen the shadow of the project. So we are very skeptical of your leadership. Hu Mingrui looked at Yi Yaxin and said politely. The best master of beauty CEO Chapter 4, dare to bully my daughter-in-law. Yes, we used to agree with you to become the president of Yi's That's because the chairman has control over the whole situation. We don't have to worry, but now the chairman is very ill and can't handle the group's business at all. People who have the leadership and the ability to move the company steadily into this position of president of the Yi Group. Nye Tianming, the fifth largest shareholder of the Ye Group's board of directors, also said coldly. At the same time, almost one-third of the people in the conference room all agreed to dismiss Yi Yaxin's post. The remaining part was either to remain silent or to stand on the side of Yi Yaxin's disagreement to dismiss the president. Well, you people are really assholes. Now the chairman is seriously ill in bed. You don't want to stabilize the Yi Group. You are here to force the palace to dismiss President Yi. What is your heart? At this time, a middle-aged man sitting on the left side of Yi Yaxin stared angrily at Hu Mingrui and others, and he was Wu Ping, Ye's fourth largest shareholder, and a shareholder director who had been loyal to Yi Yaxin. We are doing this to better stabilize the company. The chairman is seriously ill. Now Yi's is turbulent and the stock price has been falling. We need a truly savvy person to take control of the company and lead him through this crisis. Jiang Kundong, the director of Jane's seventh largest shareholder, said involuntarily. I don't know who is wise and powerful in your mouth, who can lead you. Yi Yaxin, who had been silent at this moment, finally spoke. Her face was cold, her eyes glowed with an intense coldness, and she exuded a powerful aura. We all agree that Mr. Yi is very capable, and that Mr. Yi is also the son of the chairman and the second largest shareholder of Yes. He has been following the chairman to learn to manage the company for more than 10 years and is very capable of leading our company. Come out of this trough. Hu Mingrui said directly, looking at Yi Yaxin's first figure in his left hand. This figure is a middle-aged man with a Chinese character in a suit, with a gentle face. It is Yi Yaxin's uncle and Yi Song Group Vice President Yi Songming. Ha! The eyes of the entire conference room were all on Yi Songming. Yi Yaxin's eyes also turned towards his uncle, and said lightly, Vice President Yi, do you think I am not suitable to lead Yi? Yi Songming smiled suddenly and said, Ya Xian. Please call me president in the company. Yi Yaxin said in a deep voice. Yi Songming said with an embarrassment, we don't deny your ability as a president, but as several directors have said, today the chairman is seriously ill and Ye's mind is unstable. After all, you are still young and not experienced enough. It's not good for Yi's to truly take full control of the company. Although I am very reluctant to happen today, everyone is doing this for Chu's sake. Yes, we all do this for Ye's good. Nye Tianming said righteously. It seems that you must force me to leave the position of president of the Yi Group today. Yi Yaxin stood up and said coldly. Boom! Who dares to bully my wife? Suddenly, the door of the meeting room was opened directly, and a cold voice came out. A young man came in carrying a green shoulder bag, his eyes glowed coldly, and he glanced at all the people present. People are trembling inside, this guy's eyes are so terrible. Xiao Yifeng was the man who broke into the conference room aggressively. Who are you? How dare you break into the Yes Group meeting room? Nye Tianming immediately patted the table and stood up, pointing at Xiao Yifeng. Xiao Yifeng raised a smile at the corner of his mouth, walked slowly, came to Nye Tianming, and said lightly, you just bullied my daughter-in-law, right? You, what are you talking about? I watched Xiao Yifeng stand in front of himself, and Nye Tianming felt an invisible gas field oppressing himself, making him inexplicably afraid. Snapped. A crisp slap sounded suddenly. Xiao Yifeng directly gave a hand to the fifth largest shareholder of Yi's group by giving up his hands. The glasses worn by Nye Tianming, who was hit on the spot, were blown away. You. Nye Tianming pointed at Yi Luo with a trembling finger. Snapped. I slapped it out again, and Nye Tianming also appeared with a slap seal on the other side, and the whole person fell to the ground. Don't even speak clearly, dare to bully my daughter-in-law. Really, when brother doesn't exist, right? Xiao Yifeng swaggered and hummed. At this moment, the people in the entire conference room have been stunned by this sudden scene, and haven't responded for a long time. After more than 10 seconds, with the painful screams of Nya Tianming, all the people present were instantly sober, their eyes were looking at Xiao Yifeng with a shocking look. Nima, where did this guy dressed up as a beggar come from? Yu reading www.yuukangshu.com hit the fifth largest shareholder of their group directly. It is crazy enough, but more crazy things are still waiting for them later. Bold, who is this guy? Not only did you break into the board of Ye's group, but you also blatantly beaten the shareholders of Ye's group. You are really brave and you must report to the police immediately. You must punish this severely. Hu Mingrui, who was sitting next to Nye Tianming, suddenly stood up and shouted at Xiao Yifeng with an angry expression, looking very angry. Xiao Yifeng's mouth with a smile of evil charm, deep and bright eyes scanned Dong Mingrui. You just clamored that my wife-in-law was incapable. You want to revoke her position as president, right? What? The wife in this guy's mouth is the president. No, is it possible that today is the end of the world? Is the world crazy? Won't this guy run out of a mental hospital? These people in the conference room heard Xiao Yifeng's words and were shocked again. They all looked at Xiao Yifeng with an unbelievable look at the idiot. Yi Yexin's cold eyes flashed a different color, and her beautiful eyes stared at Xiao Yifeng, shining with luster. Ha, it's ridiculous, Yi Yaxin will be your daughter-in-law, is your head pinched by the door? Hu Mingrui sneered, eyes full of ridicule. Snapped. The third clear slap sounded in this conference room, and Hu Mingrui's face was also slapped by Xiao Yifeng. The whole person was beaten back and forth, and the corners of his mouth were stained with blood, and the whole person was circled. You've only been caught in the door by your door, even if you dare to say that, you bullied my daughter-in-law, even more. Xiao Yifeng said, rolled up his sleeves, ready to violently blame this guy, let him know that he knows how powerful his brother is. The Best Master of Beauty CEO Chapter 5, Fiancé. Stop. However, at this time, Yi Yaxin's cold voice sounded, Xiao Yifeng stopped the action of violently humming Hu Mingrui, and a smile appeared on his face, looking at Yi Yaxin in front of him. Beauty, I didn't expect the old man to be so reliable this time, and found me such a beautiful daughter-in-law. Xiao Yifeng looked at Yi Yaxin with an excited look. Seeing Xiao Yifeng always staring at herself, Yi Yaxin's eyebrows frowned slightly, her face was a little cold, and she glanced at Xiao Yifeng with a slight disgust, and said, don't hit again. Since the daughter-in-law said that he would not fight, then I will spare you the old guy. Remember to thank you and thank my daughter-in-law, otherwise you may be lying on the bed in a few months. Xiao Yifeng's eyes narrowed. Hu Mingrui hummed. I'm not your daughter-in-law. I heard Xiao Yifeng calling her daughter-in-law over and over again. Yi Yaxin's face was a little displeased, and she vomited coldly. How is that possible? Brother's eyesight is very good, how can he recognize his wife in error? Isn't your name Yi Yaxin, and isn't this photo yours? Xiao Xiaoyi said that he took out the photo that Qiu Yueying had shown to Yi Yaxin. Looking at the picture of Xiao Yifeng in his hands, Yi Yaxin looked slightly condensed, his eyes flickered coldly and stared at Xiao Yifeng. A photo does not represent anything, I don't know you at all, and I have never had a husband. Father-in-law, my old man told me personally that you are my wife-in-law, and it is the marriage contract that he and your grandfather personally made. This is a marriage contract with your grandfather's autograph on it. Xiao Xiaoyi said that he took out a piece of yellowed paper from the shoulder bag and gave it to Yi Yaxin. When I saw this engagement book, Yi Yaxin's face changed. This is indeed an engagement book, and she still has 3 big characters of Yi Qianxiong. It is her grandfather's handwriting. Is this all true? Impossible. Yi Yexin immediately denied that how could her Yi Yaxin suddenly have a fiancé, and she still looks like a beggar, this is absolutely impossible. No matter how Yi Yaxin was thinking, at this time everyone in this conference room had set their eyes on these 2 people, and couldn't stop shocking. Yi Yaxin, the president of Ye's group, who is the best and the coolest president in Tianhai's business community, has a husband, which is absolutely incredible news. Ye Xian, is this true? Yi Songming also stood up at this moment, his eyes were slightly condensed, and his light was shining. At this moment, a group of people outside the conference suddenly rushed in, headed by Qiu Yueying, followed by a group of security personnel of the security department of the Yes Group. President. Xiao Qiuiwang walked in, looked at Yi Yaxin, and then saw Xiao Yifeng standing next to Yi Yaxin. Her face changed, and said violently, "It's him, catch him quickly." Immediately, the group of security guards rushed over, holding a rubber stick, and were going to win Xiao Yifeng, who broke into the Yi group. "You are so brave, I am your husband, do you dare to act against me, are you going to rebel?" Xiao Yifeng swaggered and hummed. Quack. The whole group of security guards froze in an instant, their eyes looked startled and looked at each other, some did not respond. "Don't talk nonsense, I have nothing to do with you." Yi Yaxin's face was gloomy, her eyes staring at Xiao Yifeng indifferently. Secretly this guy was a bastard. "Are you guys eating dry food? You put such a lunatic in and hurt Director Nya and me. Do you still want to do it? Grab the bastard, call the police, and take it to the police station." Hu Mingrui covered his beaten face and yelled angrily at Xiao Yifeng. As the dignified Yi Group's third largest shareholder and a high-ranking director of the Yi Group, Hu Mingrui has never been beaten like this, and he is still on this board, which is simply his shame and shame. Although this guy said Yi Yaxin's fiancé, no one believed it at all. After all, how could Yi Yaxin, who is Yi Jiatian's pride, have such a fiancé dressed like a beggar migrant worker? "Hey, old guy, haven't you been addicted yet, do you think I can give you another slap?" Xiao Yifeng glanced at Hu Mingrui, the latter's face changed, he stepped back a few steps, and pulled Xiao Yifeng open the distance. At this moment, these security guards have set their sights on Xiao Yifeng, and they are all shocked. This guy is really crazy enough to dare to hit their third largest shareholder. Wu Qiuiwang didn't expect this guy to do such a thing, this guy would not really come out of the mental hospital. "President, I have called the police and the police will be here soon." Xiao Qiuiwang looked at Yi Yaxin, and now everything can only be won by the president. Yi Yaxin's face was indifferent, her eyes stared at Xiao Yifeng. "Whether this marriage contract is true or not, I will not have any relationship with you, so you don't have to think about it." "That's not okay, I finally found such a beautiful and rich wife, I can't miss it." www.uukangshu.com. Xiao Yifeng poked his mouth, opened a chair directly, and sat down leisurely, looking at everyone's expressions. "Asshole, you haven't shot yet, quickly take this guy down." Nya Tianming reacted at this time, a face had swelled, and his eyes flickered with thick hatred staring at Xiao Yifeng. Up. At this time, He Li, the Deputy Minister of Security, finally said that the two major shareholders of Yi.S are being beaten now. If he doesn't do anything, I am afraid that his position as Deputy Minister will be given up tomorrow. As He Li spoke, the group of security guards rushed towards Xiao Yifeng immediately. "I've always disliked doing things, but I'm a Miyoshi youth." Xiao Yifeng pursed his mouth and said innocently, but he jumped from the chair instantly, his feet swept out in a chain. Bang bang bang. In the blink of an eye, the 7 or 8 Yi security guards who had served as soldiers with a certain foundation were swept to the ground by Xiao Yifeng's feet, and the latter sat on the chair again. The whole process was only 3 seconds. Everything it's as if nothing happened. However, the fact that these 7 or 8 security guards fell to the ground was real. This scene shocked everyone again. He Li, Deputy Minister of Security, was also taken aback by Xiao Yifeng's powerful strength. His eyes were frozen, his face showed a dignified look, and his body rushed towards Xiao Yifeng. In the next second, He Li leaped violently, raised his right leg, swept across Xiao Yifeng, swept one leg, and the wind screamed. The strength of this leg was definitely not weak, and the broken stone and gold were absolutely no problem. As the Deputy Director of the Security Department of the Yi Group, He Li naturally has a certain strength. He is a veteran special soldier in a certain Chinese army. The Best Master of Beauty CEO Chapter 6, Too Good Quality. Boom! In the face of He Li's strong kick, Xiao Yifeng didn't even look at it. He waved his left hand directly. He Li groaned suddenly, his body was receding, his entire right leg was trembling, his face showed a touch of pain, eyes looked at Xiao Yifeng with a shocked look. "Don't do anything with brother, brother is a civilized man." Xiao Yifeng said solemnly. Many people were immediately surprised at the cheeky face of this guy. Who reported the police? At this moment, a clear voice rang from outside the conference room, and a group of policemen came in, headed by a beautiful woman in police uniform with a cold face, which was Xiao Ruolin. "Beauty, why are you here?" Xiao Yifeng watched Xiao Ruolin appear and said in amazement. "Asshole, it's you." Xiao Ruolin looked at Xiao Yifeng, her cold face was full of anger. "Do you know each other?" Xiao Kiwiwang looked at Xiao Ruolin, then looked at Xiao Yifeng again. "Fuck, look at where you are going this time." Xiao Ruolin glanced at Xiao Yifeng. "Well, who reported it just now?" Although she was angry, Xiao Ruolin did not forget her business, and her eyes looked at the others. "It was our case. He was going to catch this random mental illness. He not only broke into my Yi group, but also wounded our 2 directors." Jiang Kundong came over and pointed at Xiao Yifeng and said directly. "It's you again." After hearing this, Xiao Ruolin stared coldly at Xiao Yifeng. This guy was really bold, even dared to break into Ye's, and wounded the directors of Ye's group. It was really terrible. "Catch it right away," Xiao Ruolin said deeply. Immediately, several policemen walked toward Xiao Yifeng. "Slow, I'm the fiancé of the president of the Yi group, are you sure you want to arrest me?" Xiao Yifeng said quickly. "Amount?" I heard Xiao Yifeng's words, Xiao Ruolin and the cops immediately froze, eyes widened, and a look of shock. "What nonsense are you talking about?" Yi Yaxin suddenly looked cold. Xiao Yifeng got up and came to Yi Yaxin in front of him and said, "Are we really in a marriage contract? Am I really your fiancé? It will be clear when I go back to see Yi Yi, and I heard that Yi Yi is seriously ill, just me there will be some medicine, maybe I can get your grandpa back." "Just you?" Yi Yaxin looked at Xiao Yifeng with a doubtful expression. "Well, the boy is not afraid of blows. Even the chairman's illness cannot be cured even if we are the chairman of the most famous Chinese medicine association in Tianhai. You dare to say such a thing?" Looked at Xiao Yifeng. "With my current medical skills, as long as I haven't died, I can save it. If I die, I can only find my old man." Xiao Yifeng said very forcefully. "Can you really treat my grandpa?" Yi Yaxin's eyes flickered gazing at Xiao Yifeng. "President, you can't easily believe that this liar that didn't know how to come out of it, first hit a few directors, pretend to be your fiancé, and now you need to see the chairman. This guy definitely has a problem, maybe he wants to ask the director long-term murder, so I suggest to arrest him immediately." Yi Songming said resolutely. "Hey, I talked to my wife-in-law. If you have anything to do, don't look for pictures here while staying." Xiao Yifeng glanced at Yi Songming and said unceremoniously. "You." Yi Songming was speechless for a moment, and angrily did not know what to say. "Daughter, rest assured, I must heal our grandpa." Xiao Yifeng looked at Yi Yaxin with confidence. "It's my grandpa, not your grandpa." Yi Yaxin frowned and corrected. "It's almost the same, anyway, you are my daughter-in-law, and my grandfather should be it." Xiao Yifeng waved his hand and said unwillingly. Suddenly, Yi Yaxin's face was anxious, and her eyes stared fiercely at this guy, but in order to heal her grandpa, she could not bear it. "In this case, you follow me to the manor to see my grandfather. If you can't cure it, I won't spare you lightly." Yi Yaxin spat coldly. "President Yi, I need to take this guy back for review," Xiao Ruolin said at this time. Yi Yaxin's eyes glanced at Xiao Ruolin. "He now needs to go to Ye's house to help my grandfather see a doctor." Yu reading www.yuukangshu.com. As the review is not necessary, all this is just a misunderstanding. I will pay for the medical expenses of the 2 directors. All of it. Police officers, you can go back. Police Flower, if you want me, you can come to me anytime, don't worry about it at this time. Xiao Yifeng looked at Xiao Ruolin with an evil smile. "Smelly gangster, don't let me see you again, otherwise I won't spare you." Xiao Ruolin stared at Xiao Yifeng coldly and hummed, then turned around and left. "Yi Yaxin, what do you mean? This guy hit us, is it so? Do you still think of us as a shareholder of the Yi Group?" Hu Mingrui stared angrily at Chu Yaxin. "Oh, I still have the strength to speak. It seems that I just started off lightly." Xiao Yifeng looked at Hu Mingrui with a smile and waved his palm. Hu Mingrui's face suddenly changed, and he stepped back several times, pointing at Xiao Yifeng. What are you doing? If you do something to me again, I won't let you go. Well, don't make any noise, Uncle Hu. I think you have been following my grandpa for many years and don't want to care about today's affairs, but I also ask you to remember that my president is personally appointed by my grandpa and wants to withdraw, and no one will let me give up this position of president unless my grandfather agrees. Yi Yexin's voice was low, and there was a spirit of British spirit in her eyebrows. She said with a strong woman, and then she glanced at Xiao Yifeng, "Come with me." Then Xiao Yifeng and Yi Yaxin left the conference room. The entire conference room became silent. No one spoke. Only Hu Mingrui was angry. At that moment, Zhou Yueying's head had not turned a bit, and her heart was full of doubts. The Best Master of Beauty CEO Chapter 7, Acupuncture Detoxification. As Xiao Yifeng followed Yi Yaxin and left Yi's group side by side, the entire Yi's group instantly spread the news of their fierce and elegant noble adult. Moreover, the fiancé also very aggressively hit the board of directors Hu Mingrui and Nie Tianming, who have great power. For a while, the entire Yi group was rumored, and everyone was talking about it. At this time, Xiao Yifeng followed Yi Yaxin to an Audi A8. A middle-aged man in a grey suit stood in front of the car, watching Yi Yaxin bowing slightly. "President, where do you need to go?" "Back to the manor." Yi Yaxin said indifferently. Then the middle-aged man opened the rear door. Yi Yaxin sat in, and Xiao Yifeng took the opportunity to sit in. Yi Yaxin glanced at him coldly. "Sit forward." Looking at Yi Yaxin's cold eyes, Xiao Yifeng let go of his lips and could only sit in front of him, secretly thinking that his fiancée was really cold, and it seemed that it was not easy to win. Wang Jun, Yi Yaxin's bodyguard and driver, glanced at Xiao Yifeng in amazement. Without much to say, he left the Yi group and drove to Ye's house. As one of the 4 famous families in Tianhai City, Yejia Manor is very magnificent. The entire manor has rockery, green water, swimming pools and gardens. The Audi A8 slowly entered Yejia Manor, and the bodyguards in black can be seen everywhere, demonstrating Yi family's status as the 4 largest families in Tianhai. "Follow me." Yi Yaxin got out of the car and said something, went straight into a villa in the center of the manor, and Xiao Yifeng followed slowly. Entered the villa and came to a room. On the bed was an old man, with pale hair, wrinkled face, and an oxygen mask on his nose. The whole person had a feeling of illness, and it was Yi Tianxiong. At the bedside, there was an old man with gray hair and wearing a Zhongshan suit, but Yi Tianxiong's personal butler, Mu Feng, was responsible for taking care of everything. "Miss, why are you back?" Mu Feng looked at Yi Yaxin and said helplessly, then glanced at Xiao Yifeng beside him. "Grandpa, I found someone to ask him to see his grandfather." Yan Yexin said, glancing at Xiao Yifeng, "It's your turn. I hope you didn't lie to me, otherwise you should know the consequences." "Wife, don't worry, just look at me." Xiao Yifeng smiled. Zhan Nafeng's eyes glanced at Xiao Yifeng again. Xiao Yifeng no longer said anything, and put the of his index finger close to Yi Tianxiong's right wrist, then frowned slightly. His eyes glanced at each other's body, and his pupils began to glow with a little blue light. Under Xiao Yifeng's eyes, Yi Tianxiong's entire body seemed to be transparent, and everything in the body was clearly seen by him, as if he had a see-through eye. And this is a special ability of Xiao Yifeng. He has a pair of eyes that can see through, commonly known as see-through eyes. "How's it?" Yi Yaxin aside couldn't help but say. "Father Yi is poisoned to cause the body to become like this." Xiao Yifeng released his hand and vomited. "Poisoned." Both Yi Yaxin and Mu Feng's faces changed, and they were shocked. "This is impossible. We have invited many doctors to help Grandpa see the disease, including the chairman of the High Chinese Medicine Association that day. He had diagnosed the Grandpa, and did not say that Grandpa was poisoned." Yi Yaxin frowned. "That's because their medicine is so bad, and the poison is so strange and special that even the best doctors and machines can hardly detect it." Xiao Yifeng said lightly, his eyes condensed slightly into a seam, not knowing what he was thinking. Someone poisoned the master. It was really too poisonous. The face of Mu Feng had a look of anger. Yi Yaxin's eyes flashed, and she looked at Xiao Yifeng. "Do you have a solution?" Of course, this poison may be very powerful in the eyes of others, in my eyes it is a trick for children. Xiao Yifeng said very pretentiously, and then took down the green shoulder bag on his body, and took out a pack of animal skins from it. Spread the animal skin out, and it was lined with rows of silver needles of varying thickness, among which there were 9 golden needles, which together added up to hundreds. Looking at these needles, Mu Feng and Yi Yaxin's eyes flashed a light. Xiao Yifeng swung the of his right index finger on the animal's skin, and a hair-like silver needle appeared in his hand. Then Xiao Yifeng's eyes were frozen, and the silver needle made a snoring noise. Light, hardened directly. Stop. At this moment, a cold drink sounded loudly in this room. Yi Songming walked in quickly, and beside him was a middle-aged woman, Yi Songming's wife Du Huiwan. Uncle, what do you mean? Yi Yaxin looked at Yi Songming, and Yu read the book www.yuyukeangshu.com. Dai Mei frowned slightly, she said in a deep voice. Yi Songming's eyes glanced at Xiao Yifeng coldly. This guy's origin is unknown and he is acting strangely. Now I need to give a needle to the old man. I don't agree. What if this guy murdered the old man? Yes, Yaxin, don't be in a hurry and go to the doctor. Even your grandpa's illness cannot be cured by Han Hai, Jianhai's most famous medical master. How can you believe such a 20-year-old boy, in case the old man has 3 strengths and 2 weaknesses, who is responsible for this responsibility? Du Huiwan looked at Xiao Yifeng with disdain, and said yin and yang strangely. Yi Yaxin's eyes glanced at Yi Songming. Uncle, he told me just now that Grandpa became like this because he was poisoned. Who do you think poisoned Grandpa? Ha! Yi Songming's expression changed slightly, but he quickly responded, how is this possible? The old man has checked the old man, and there is no poison at all. This kid is talking nonsense. I think we must drive him out immediately. Come here. With Yi Songming's call, several Yi family guards quickly walked in. Who dares to look at me? Yi Yaxin looked cold and sang vigorously. I will be responsible for anything that happened to my grandpa today. You start treatment. Yi Yaxin said, looking at Xiao Yifeng. Father-in-law, or else I'll throw this guy out, he saved it here. Xiao Yifeng said with a smirk. You. Yi Songming's eyes flashed angrily and stared at Xiao Yifeng, but he did not move. Xiao Yifeng held the silver needle and pierced into Yi Tianxiong's eyebrow acupuncture point directly, and did not enter 2/3 of the silver needle. The Best Master of Beauty CEO Chapter 8, get your certificate now. Next, Xiao Yifeng danced with both hands, like a phantom, and silver needles were inserted into several acupoints around Yi Tianxiong. The acupuncture was not instantaneous, without any hesitation. There was no such cautious feeling when other doctors used acupuncture. Then Xiao Yifeng twisted the silver needles and began to tremble with frequency. An energy flowed out of his body and passed into Yi Tianxiong's body through the silver needles. After more than 10 seconds, Xiao Yifeng took off Yi Tianxiong's oxygen mask, pulled up the opponent's body, and patted it directly on his back. Asshole, what are you doing? Yi Songming looked cold, drinking. Yi Yaxin and Mu Feng's eyes were all condensed. Ha! Xiao Yifeng shot it with one palm. Yi Tianxiong spit out a congestion on the ground. This congestion was dark gray, which was obviously not normal. After spitting out the blood, Yi Tianxiong's pale and colorless face gradually recovered, and his weak breath had become normal. Then Xiao Yifeng waved with one hand, and the silver needle on his body was pulled out. As Xiao Yifeng pulled out the silver needle in the center of his eyebrow, Yi Tianxiong's eyes slowly opened. Grandpa, you are awake. I watched Yi Tianxiong wake up. Yi Yaxin burst into tears with joy, a look of excitement. As for the look of Yi Songming, his pupils shrink sharply. Xiao Yifeng's eyes could not help but glance at Yi Songming. The inexplicable smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Ya Xin. Yi Songming looked at Yi Yaxin. A smile appeared on his face, and he vomited. Grandpa, you're finally awake, it's great. Yi Yaxin's face had no cold expression at this time, but tears filled with joy and excitement. Apparently she was really full of affection for Yi Tianxiong. Grandpa, the poison in your body has been cleared by me, but your body is still weak, and you need to rest for a few days to fully recover. Xiao Yifeng said in a timely manner. Are you? Yi Tianxiong looked at Xiao Yifeng with some doubts. Oh, he is. Grandpa, I am your granddaughter. He did not wait for Yi Yaxin to speak, Xiao Yifeng said with a smile, and suddenly Yi Yaxin's face changed, and Xiao Yifeng stared at him. Granddaughter? Yi Tianxiong looked for a moment, looking at Yi Yaxin. Yeah, Xian, did you find a boyfriend? Oh, Grandpa is not like this. It was this guy who suddenly appeared in the company today and said it was my fiancé. He also took out a signed marriage contract with you. Grandpa, I was still trying to ask you about this. Yi Yaxin quickly explained. Road. For a moment, Yi Tianxiong's face changed, his eyes fixed, and he quickly said, what about the marriage contract? Grandpa, here it is. Xiao Yifeng smiled and took out the engagement book. Sure enough, it seems that you are the apprentice of Master Xiao Yunzi. Yi Yexiong said with ecstasy, holding the engagement book. His eyes looked at Xiao Yifeng with great excitement. Sun Yunzi is indeed my master, and this marriage contract was also given to me by me, saying that I should come to Tianhai to find my daughter-in-law. Xiao Yifeng nodded. At this time, Yi Yaxin had felt a little bad, and looked nervously at her grandfather. Isn't this true for Grandpa? Of course it is true. This marriage contract was personally established by Master Xiao Yunzi and me 8 years ago. Master Xiao Yunzi said 8 years ago that his apprentice would come to marry my granddaughter, that is Xianyu, did not expect that I would finally wait until this day. Xie Yi Tianxiong lamented that when talking about Xiao Yunzi, the giant business person who founded the Yi family, one of the 4 big families in Tianhai, had a look of admiration and worship for decades. Look, I didn't lie, you are my wife. Xiao Yifeng looked at Yi Yaxin and smiled. You're called Xiao Yifeng? Yi Tianxiong looked at Xiao Yifeng with a touch of kindness on his face. Yeah. Xiao Yifeng nodded. Yi Yexiong said with a gratifying smile, I will give you Yaxin in the future, I hope you can treat her well. Relax, Grandpa, I won't treat my daughter-in-law. Then you will go and get your marriage certificate tomorrow. Yi Tianxiong's words directly stunned everyone in the room. It's too fast, is this about getting a marriage certificate? Grandpa. How can you do this? Yi Yaxin finally could not help but say. What? Are you unwilling, Yaxin? Yi Tianxiong looked at Chu Yaxin. Of course I don't want to, Grandpa, I don't care what the marriage contract is all about, but it's impossible for me and him, and I can't get a marriage certificate with him. Yi Yaxin said firmly. Yi Tianxiong's face sank uncontrollably. Yeah, Xian, I have made a decision on this matter. I have never broken faith with anyone. Since this marriage is settled, you must agree to go to Yifeng tomorrow marriage certificate. Grandpa. Yi Yaxin shouted helplessly, Yu reading www.uukangshu. Kong glanced at Xiao Yifeng. Grandpa, look at this guy, dressed like a migrant worker beggar, how could I marry him? Hey, hello, daughter-in-law, can you hit people like this? Brother is so handsome and handsome like a beggar there, beggar has a handsome face like a brother, elegant temperament. Xiao Yifeng hummed. Shameless. Yi Yaxin popped out of these 3 words. Okay, Yaxin, don't be upset. This is the thing to decide. If you still think that I am your grandfather, go to Yifeng and get a certificate tomorrow. Grandpa, I don't agree, I will not get a certificate with this guy. Yi Yaxin said very firmly. You, Kiki. Yi Yetian coughed arrogantly. Master, dissipate, your body has not recovered yet. Mu Feng said, holding on to Yi Tianxiong. As for Yi Songming and his wife, they stood on one side, their eyes flickered without saying a word. Otherwise, the certificate will not be received first. After all, we have no emotional foundation. It is better to cultivate the relationship first. I believe that with my charm, your daughter-in-law will like me. Xiao Yifeng said extremely confidently. Humph. Yi Yaxin just hummed coldly. Master, I think this is also good, first let the 2 young people get along slowly to enhance their relationship, and then it is not too late to get a certificate. Namyafeng said. Yi Yexiong thought for a moment, then nodded, okay, that's it. I have a villa in Haitang Garden. You two can move there and live together, then slowly increase your relationship. What? Let me live with him. Yi Yashin's face changed again. The Best Master of Beauty CEO Chapter 9, Secretary. Live together. This is very good, you can. Xiao Yifeng's mouth appeared a little bit of smile and nodded again and again. Yes, Yashin, this is my last bottom line, I can't change it anymore. Mufeng, you can arrange this thing. Yi Tianxiong looked at that Mufeng and said. Yes, master. Mufeng nodded. Yi Yashin didn't say anything more to reject this time. She knew that the character of her grandfather had always been the same, and she had no objection to it. Now it is better than getting a marriage certificate, so she will be completely over in her life. Begonia Garden, this is a high-end villa community in Tianhai. Each of the houses here is worth 10 million yuan, and the environment is beautiful. The security measures are strict. It is the place where many high-class people in Tianhai choose to live. In a villa full of Euclidean style in the middle of Begonia Garden, Xiao Yifeng sat down on this soft sofa with his legs directly on the coffee table, with a leisurely look. Yi Yashin came in slowly, looking at Xiao Yifeng's appearance, and her eyebrows were slightly frowned, and she said, "Take me down." Xiao Yifeng smiled and put his feet down. "I wouldn't have agreed to live with you if it was for the sake of saving my grandpa," Yi Yashin said coldly. "I know." Xiao Yifeng said casually. "Although we are living together now, but I have to explain a few points, you must comply, otherwise you will move out from here immediately." Yi Yashin sighed indifferently. "Is this the third chapter of the law?" Xiao Yifeng smiled evilly. "First, this villa does not allow any other women to come here. Second, I live upstairs, you live downstairs, you cannot go upstairs without my permission. Third, we do not interfere with each other's lives. First, second, yes, but third, you are my fiancé, I am afraid that this will not interfere with each other. If you don't agree, you can leave." Yi Yashin's tone was very firm. Xiao Yifeng smiled helplessly. "Well, everything is listening to you, but I believe you will fall in love with me that day." "There will never be this day." Yi Yashin said coldly, and walked up to the second floor. Xiao Yifeng got up and found a nice room on this floor and walked in. All the facilities in the room are very complete and they have been cleaned in advance. Xiao Yifeng lay directly on the bed with a look of enjoyment. "Finally, I can live a leisurely and relaxing life. I wonder how many of them are." Xiao Xiaoyi murmured to himself. At the same time, Yi family manor. In Yi Tianxiong's room, Mu Feng stood quietly beside him, looking at Yi Tianxiong. "Mu Feng, do you have anything to say?" Yi Tianxiong said lightly. "Master, the poison on your body?" Mu Feng said in a deep voice. "No need to check, hey." Yi Tianxiong sighed deeply, his expression a little stunned. "Master, the shareholders of the board of directors Hu Mingrui joined forces to force the palace to take the opportunity to let the lady resign as president. If this continues, I'm afraid." Yi Yeshiong's eyes narrowed, this group of guys is becoming more and more dishonest. It seems that I must do something, otherwise Yashin is not a good president. But Lord, that Xiao Yifeng is not easy. Mu Feng looked slightly condensed. His master is a godlike being. How can his apprentice be simple? With him, I am assured of Yashin. Yi Tianxiong's eyes flashed with a touch of fineness. In another villa of Ye's manor, Yi Songming sat on the sofa with a gloomy face, his eyes twinkling with coldness. "Songming, what should we do now? I did not expect that this boy's medical skills were so powerful, he really saved the old man." Du Huiwan said unwillingly. "Well, don't make a noise, let me be quiet." Yi Songming rubbed his head and leaned on the sofa, his face looked very deep. "I don't know how long it took." Xiao Yifeng was directly awakened by hunger, got up and walked out of the room, came to the kitchen and opened the refrigerator to take a look. It was full of ingredients, these are all bought by Mufeng. Yu Reading Books www.yuukangshu.com. Xiao Yifeng took out a roll of noodles, 2 eggs and a few tomatoes, and directly made a bowl of tomato and egg noodles. Holding the steaming noodle on the dining table, Xiao Yifeng ate it quickly. "Well, it tastes good. Xiao Yifeng nodded with satisfaction. At that moment, Yi Yaxin came down from the upper floor, and glanced at Xiao Yifeng. Where did you get the noodles? Yi Yaxin watched Xiao Yifeng's eating noodles happily, his eyes flashed with surprise. Of course I made it myself, or did I steal it? The taste is very good. Would you like to try it? Xiao Yifeng murmured a sip of hot soup with a comfortable expression. No need. Yi Yaxin said indifferently. General Manager Yi. At this time, a clear female voice sounded, and a shadow slowly entered the villa. Xiao Yifeng looked intently, turned out to be another big beauty. This is a proud woman. The coldness and arrogance of Meiyu, let people know that this woman is not so accessible. As soon as the beauty came in, she came quickly to Yi Yaxin, shouting respectfully. Su Yan, you'll take him out to buy a new set of clothes later. I don't ask him to be gentlemanlike, but at least he can see it. Yi Yaxin's eyes scanned Xiao Yifeng's sharp dress, and she spoke to her secretary. Yes, President. Su Yan nodded, her eyes looked at Xiao Yifeng, and her eyes flashed a different color. Well, I'll go to the company first. Yi Yaxin said, and left the villa directly. Xiao Yifeng put down the bowl, held a toothpick and scratched his teeth, with a playful smile on the beauty in front of him. The Best Master of Beauty CEO Chapter 10, One Maping River. Oh, I didn't expect my wife's secretary to be so high-looking. It's really a matter of class, people are grouped. Su Suyen looked at Xiao Yifeng's frivolous gaze, and there was a look of disgust in her eyes, and she said, I don't know, why does the president have a fiancé like you? Can't I be like this, I can tell you, but I went to the hall and got the all-round good man in the kitchen. Xiao Yifeng talked endlessly. Su Suyen's face suddenly became cold and hummed, don't talk nonsense, just go with me. Su Yan stepped out on the heels and Xiao Yifeng followed her hands in her pockets. This Su Yan's car was a blue Chevrolet. Xiao Yifeng sat in directly, and a faint fragrance came out. This smells so fragrant. Xiao Yifeng smiled wickedly. Su Suyen's eyes suddenly condensed, and a touch of coldness flickered away from the corner of her eye, and she drove the car directly toward Tianhai's largest shopping plaza. New Century Mall, which is a very famous shopping mall throughout Tianhai City, with more than thousands of shops gathered here, can be described as complete coverage. Parking the car in the underground parking lot, Su Yan took Xiao Yifeng into the mall, and there were people everywhere. The whole mall was 30 stories high and in a ring shape. Standing in the middle, you could see the top. Ji Suyen took Xiao Yifeng directly to a men's clothing brand store on the 10th floor. Miss, sir, what do you need? As soon as I walked into the brand store, the female shopping guide walked over and watched the two bowed slightly. Choose a set of clothes for him from the inside out. Su Yan pointed at Xiao Yifeng crisply. The female shopping guide looked at Xiao Yifeng, looked at the sharp dress of the other person, looked a little surprised. It is hard to imagine that such a man would walk with such a beautiful, sexy, full-featured woman. Okay. But the female shopping guide quickly responded, nodded slightly, and said to Xiao Yifeng, Sir, please inside. Xiao Yifeng walked in with a smile. Su Yan stood quietly, exuding a high temperament. There are also many male customers in this clothing store. Looking at Su Yan's eyes are flashing stunning eyes. Some men with female partners looking at Na Suyen have even caused the anger and dissatisfaction of the female partners around them. Xiao Yi quickly walked out of the dressing room, but when Su Yan's eyes looked, her expression was surprised. At this time, Xiao Yifeng wore a white shirt plus a black suit, and a pair of black cropped pants on the lower body. The whole person's image suddenly changed. Xiao Yifeng originally had a height of 18 meters, a strong body and a straight, absolute hanger. Now wearing this brand name clothing is just right, and Xiao Yifeng's temperament has changed dramatically. In addition to Xiao Yifeng's sharp horns, sharp-edged face, a pair of deep and bright eyes, and a wicked smile on the corner of his mouth, the whole person is like the handsome nobleman, exuding a special charm. For a while, Su Yan's look didn't even respond, and even the female shopping guide was a look of surprise, watching Xiao Yi's obsessive look. As for Xiao Yifeng himself, looking at himself in the floor-to-ceiling mirror, he sighed with a look, people are not handsome at all, and wearing such a suit is simply handsome and shocking. How does this make other men live? When I heard Xiao Yifeng's narcissism and vomiting, Su Yan immediately woke up and said coldly, I have never seen you so brazen. Why, beauty secretary, I have something even more brazen. Would you like to see? Xiao Yifeng looked at Su Yan lightly. Su Yan ignored Xiao Yifeng's eyes and looked at the female shopping guide. According to his size, take all types of clothes. Xiao Yifeng quickly carried 3 or 4 bags in his hands. When he checked out that the pile of clothes was worth hundreds of thousands, he had to sigh that the life of this rich man was really unimaginable. Oops. I was just when Xiao Yifeng was carrying the bag and was about to leave the store. Suddenly, a figure slammed into the face. Xiao Yifeng was okay, but the other party was bounced to the ground and made a painful cry. Xiao Yifeng's eyes swept away. This figure was a woman and looked like a 17-year-old girl wearing a red outfit and jeans shorts. A face is slightly immature. Yu reads www.yuyukeangshu.com with a bit of rebellion and embarrassment on his face. This is a young girl in the rebellious period, but this girl looks very beautiful. There is a young woman beside that young girl who looks very good. At this moment, she quickly lifted up the young girl and said, Qian, are you all right? Uncle, do you know you hurt me? The rebellious girl stood up, looked at Xiao Yifeng and said, her eyes with a touch of anger. Hey, let me correct it first. I'm not an uncle. You can call me handsome, elder brother, or baby, but please don't call me uncle. Xiao Yifeng said extremely dissatisfied. The girl and the girl around her all laughed out of control. And Xiao Yifeng fixed his eyes on the young girl and said, you are too thin, it's time to make up. Suddenly, the girl's complexion became extremely heavy, her eyes flickered with intense anger and stared at Xiao Yifeng, her teeth biting and rattling. Damn guy, how dare you say that to me? The girl yelled angrily, and her beautiful legs in boots kicked Xiao Xiaofeng fiercely. I am grass, so cruel. Looking at the other party, Xiao Yifeng's face changed. Instantly, his legs were clamped, he firmly clamped the other party, and said silently, I said little sister, don't be so hard. Who told you to say that to me? The girl stared angrily at Xiao Yifeng. Xiao Yifeng looked at the other's body, and said, I'm all telling the truth, you are really thin. Damn guy, you still say. The young girl smashed angrily at Xiao Yifeng's head, and it looked like there were 2 boys.